The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and like listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine like if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
DJ Brother Z, go ahead and hit him with the remix. Okay. Okay.
Kyle Wallace on the mic, so clear. Talking sports and the games we cheer. Women in politics swirl in the air. Milwaukee nights, he's always there. Monday through Friday, he owns the wave. Stories of the city where passion stays. From the course to the fields and city streets, Kyle's voice is the rhythm that repeats. Tune in now, don't miss the vibe. Milwaukee's heartbeat on the line.
I'm on the line.
Sports and women politics too.
You know I love him.
Kyle's show is the life we pursue. He dives deep into the city, so from the Bucks to the Brewers, he plays his role. Breaking news and a witty spin, Kyle Wallace knows where to begin. Milwaukee skyline lights the dark. Every word hits like a spark. He's the pulse of the city's grind, a voice for the restless mind. Tune in now, don't miss the vibe.
Don't miss the vibe.
Milwaukee's heartbeat on the line.
It's on the line.
Sports and women politics too.
You know I love him.
Kyle's show is the life we pursue.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. And as you heard in the open, I am Kyle Wallace, the host of Truth to Power, coming live to you from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the 3rd Street Market Hall. I got two DJs in here with me. Shout out to DJ Brother Z holding it down. Y'all being DJs, would y'all let me be on the mic when y'all DJ? Wow, haters. Yeah, you know what? Haters, just haters. Ricky shook his head, no. Zach hit the button, buzz. Y'all missing out on y'all greatness. I don't know why y'all blocking y'all blessing. Blocking y'all blessing. I'm telling y'all, we'll be traveling, messing with me. Traveling DJs messing with me. But if you do want to join in on the conversation, you can do that here on Truth to Power. Happy Tuesday, beautiful Tuesday outside, wonderful weather. But if you want to call or text in, you can call and text in by hitting us up at the Truth Talking text line at 833-212-1017, or you can watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe as well. And just so y'all know, shout out to Sherwin Hughes for making my my anthem. I don't call it the intro, I call it my anthem. I showed it to my boys on Kyle Brust and Nortman 2 to 5 on ESPN Wisconsin. And we actually making a song, a KBN Songs of the Summer album. So we looking to drop that in a couple weeks. So we be dropping a Songs of the Summer album. Now I'll be honest. The audience that I work with and the people I work with there, it won't be a full hip-hop R&B album. It'll be some alternative, be some rock. It'll be some country. We're very inclusive at ESPN. Not saying we're not inclusive here. I'm just saying, so just get ready for the Songs of the Summer. You got to skip a couple tracks. You can do that. But the Songs of the Summer coming out, I say June 21st. We dropping our Songs of the Summer Grammy album. But again, like I said before, this is Truth to Power, and I wanted to start off with a little bit of good news. I want to start off a little bit different today before we really dive into the nitty-gritty of the day. So bear with me because I want to give y'all some good news, because a lot of times I talk about heavy stuff. A lot of times I talk about pressing issues that I feel like we need to address. But today I had a couple things that I wanted to talk about based off my personal experience, but then something I think that I wanted y'all all to be aware of. Because I'm a big fan of cheering on black folks in sports that we don't dominate, right? So when it came to Serena and Venus Williams, we all galvanized behind them because they were two young black women who were dominating the sport at an early age. And we loved it. And they became some of the greatest tennis players of all time, right? Now you talk about Coco Gauff, who's taking on Madison Keys in the quarterfinals. Another two black female tennis players, two of the best American tennis players out there. Coco Gauff, one of the best tennis players in the world. I don't even believe she's even 21 yet, right? So we love cheering for them. Tiger Woods, we love cheering for African Americans who are dominating in a sport where we are the minority inside that sport. And so I want to say the name Nigeri Kennedy, all right? Nigeri Kennedy, you may not have heard her name, but I want you to Google it or you will hear it very soon. See, Nigeri Kennedy, she is a women's softball player who is a generational talent. When Truth Nation, when I say generational talent, I'm talking about the Babe Ruth of softball. She is legitimately the Babe Ruth of softball. She can hit and she can pitch. She is one of the greatest softball players to ever step foot on a softball field, on a diamond. Now, as a freshman and a sophomore, y'all, this young lady led Stanford to the College World Series for softball as a freshman and a sophomore. And then this past offseason, y'all know they got the name, image, and likeness deals where all these college athletes can get paid. She got offered $1 million. $1 million to go to Texas Tech and play softball, right? So Nigeri Kennedy got offered $1 million to go play softball at Texas Tech. Now, I'll be honest, softball is not a big money sport at all. But Texas Tech thought she was that dang good that they offered her $1 million to go there. Now, Texas Tech is a place which has never won a conference title and had never been to the college softball playoffs at all. You know what this girl did in 1 year? Nigeri Kennedy in 1 year came to Texas Tech, and not only did she help them win their first ever conference title, she also just led them to the College Softball World Series. So she is 2 wins away from winning a national title at a school that had never been to a College World Series ever. They've never been to the college softball playoffs at all, ever. And in their first year making it, because of this young black queen, they made it to the championship game, and it's a best out of 3 series. And if she wins 2 of these games, remember, she's going to pitch in most of these games, and she hits as well, that would have been money well spent. So I just want to let y'all know, I want to give some love to Nigeri Kennedy, because I want y'all to remember the name and her greatness and remember her as the $1 million woman. So you're probably going to hear her name, because if they do win, she's going to be on magazines and covers and all this. And I want to give y'all a head start if y'all want to go and support Texas Tech. But Nigeri Kennedy is a superstar, and I wanted to bring that up. Now, the next quick thing I wanted to get to before we get into the nitty-gritty of the show is I realized yesterday, y'all, I think I'm an elitist. And I say that because right now is downtown dining week in Milwaukee, and downtown dining week is where you can go to different restaurants for lunch or dinner at a discounted price. So whether you want to go to a fancy restaurant like Buca's, or you want to go to Carson's, or you want to go to Capitol Grill, or you want to go to Ward's, or you want to go like where I went in Rodizio Grill, they have a set menu for a set price, which usually gets you in the door and out at a pretty decent price. And so yesterday, my baby decided to treat me to Rodizio Grill, and I was happy about it. And before I get too much deeper into the story, I just want to let everybody know, before I get called a racist or offensive or anything like that, because that is not true. I want to start off by saying I appreciate white people, and I really do. Like, I really do. And I grew up with a lot of white people, and I have many white friends, and so I really do like some white people. And I also believe, people give white women a bad name, a bad rap. But did y'all know that white women were the only voting bloc of people who did not shift towards Donald Trump, right? So in 2024 election, you saw African-American men shift towards Donald Trump. African-American women shift towards Donald Trump. White men shift even more towards Donald Trump. Hispanic men and women shift towards Donald Trump. There was only one voting bloc of people that did not shift anywhere towards Donald Trump, and that was white women. So shout out to a lot of the white women who are fighting for justice and equality for others. But I do have to say this. I have to admit that I realized I was elitist yesterday because there's a class of lower income folks who don't look like me that I just don't really like being around sometimes. And I say that because many of them have a mentality of I am better than you because of the color of my skin, which is the furthest thing from the truth. I believe Trump calls them the poorly educated, doesn't he, Zach? He loves the poorly educated. And so yesterday when I went there to Rodizio Grill, which it was fantastic in downtown, but it was a little bit of a mistake for me personally, because for those who typically love Golden Corral from a certain community, those individuals decided last night they were going to have a little bit more upscale enjoyment and an upscale dinner by going to Rodizio Grill during downtown dining, a time that they usually don't go there. And so when I looked to my left and I looked to my right, I saw the poorly educated everywhere. And the problem wasn't that I was just around people. The problem was the behavior of people. Like, one thing people love to do is talk about black people. Oh, they do this, this. Man, these people were loud. These people wore shorts and T-shirts to this restaurant. These people were making weird cat noises. I'm dead serious. There was a woman that kept going. It was so grotesque and so disgusting that my girl asked to switch sides of the table with me because she could not deal with the hacking up of lungs that they were doing. She couldn't deal with all the loud noises. It was ruining her appetite. And so I said, you know what, baby, I'll switch with you. So I just wanted to give y'all my experience that I had that yesterday, that I love all people. But I realized yesterday that middle class and upper middle class Caucasians are the ones that I prefer to associate with more so than the lower class folks, because it was way too much for me yesterday to deal with. Way too much. I am not racist at all. I'm just pointing out my observation, and I kind of get why. Talk about classism. The most classist people you'll find is white people. Most classist people you will find is white people. You find some white folks who live in the North Shore and see if they talking to any white folks on the South Side. Hell no, they not. But 833-212-1017, those were just some of the thoughts that I had off the top of my mind today. But when we come back, I teased yesterday that I wanted to have a conversation talking about Donald Trump being willing and saying that he would consider pardoning Diddy. And I want to have a conversation about this because I think it's interesting that out of all the people the president could be talking about or answering questions about, he decided to answer a question and put it into the world that Diddy, the former rap mogul who is currently on trial for sexual assault, could be next on the list to get pardoned. And I want to know how y'all feel, Truth Nation. 833-212-1017. On the other side, you'll hear from the horse's mouth himself, Donald Trump, talking about a potential pardon for Diddy. And we're going to have a conversation about whether or not Diddy should get a pardon from Trump. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace right here on the award-winning 1017, The Truth.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. Please join me and the Truth team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our third annual Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE. Enough is enough. Now it's time to bring an end to senseless violence in our community. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit truthwalkagainstviolence.com to sign up today.
Need to look sharp for graduation? You need
the $100 hookup.
Want to get decked out for prom? Get the
$100 hookup.
An incredible deal that includes a marvelous suit, shirt, tie, shoes, all for $100. Only at Nick Avani's, home of the
$100 hookup.
And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Avani's. Get hooked up today at Nick Avani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickavanis.com.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
So Black women's leadership needs to be prioritized. That means a whole lot of things, but it includes a message for white women, which would be, it'll be wise for you to take our lead. We've already demonstrated everything there is to the world about who we are. We shouldn't have to keep doing that over and over again. The reality is that there are times when we got to muster up the energy to do some things we don't want to do, but I don't want that to be commonplace for me, and I certainly don't want it to be commonplace for other Black women. There's often this message that we need to stay strong because there are people depending on it. No, we need ourselves.
Yeah, you can't, what do they say? You can't pour from an empty cup?
Yes, and I even am hearing people say a lot more, you shouldn't pour from your cup at all until it overflows. And it's the overflow that you give. You keep the full cup for yourself.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute. It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, violence is a problem that affects us all, but together we can make a difference. This is why we are hosting our third. Hey! I told Zech I wanted sexy red. I love sexy red. I do. I can't deny it. I really love me some sexy red. Oh, is that one of your DJ mixes? Oh, somebody just made that one? I need that one. Man, I love me some sexy red. Big sexy, baby. Truth Nation, violence is a problem that affects us all, but together we can make a difference. This is why we are hosting our third annual Truth Walk Against Violence, led by Tory Lowe, on Saturday, July 12th, from Victory Over Violence Park down MLK Drive, right here to our studio at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Over the next month, Tory will be speaking with politicians and community leaders about how we can better provide resources to stop the rise of violence. He'll actually be joined this Friday by Kent Laverne, the Milwaukee County District Attorney, will be joining him at 2 p.m. to talk about how the things they are seeing in the courthouse and how we can make a difference and help curb some of this violence. So if you want to join us to stop the fight against violence, go to walkagainstviolence.com right now to sign up for the Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE, on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. I am your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Walls. And remember, you can always text in and call in at 833-212-1017, or you can always watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Quickly, I will take this call. I got about 30 seconds here for you. Tyrone, what's crack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lackin'?
Crack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lackin', man, Kyle. All right. Well, hey, what's up, man? Z, what's up, Rick? I just want, hey, good afternoon to my sweetheart. What's up, Deja? What's up, Atlanta Banana? Miss Deja, she be getting hers in too. What's up there, Atlanta Banana, baby girl? Love you. Well, look here. It seems to me like, good afternoon, Milwaukee. The restaurant has lost its control. If, I love to go to a nice place too, but I mean, if it gets to the point to where you're experiencing it like that, I mean, look here, man, crack-a-lack-a-lack, and I'm about to show you how much money about to walk up out of here. If you can't get it under control and my meal is going to be disturbed, look here. I'm moving around. I'm going to show you how much money about to walk up out of here.
I don't blame. It's for downtown dining, Tyrone. Thank you, I appreciate it. But see, the biggest thing is my girl even texted me. She said, hearing you do the noise gave her flashbacks. It's not even an establishment. Rodizio Grill is a great establishment. But it's just during downtown dining week, sometimes, listen, I'm somebody who don't like spending all that money on nicer restaurants. So I take advantage of downtown dining week. But I realized that Rodizio Grill was a Golden Corral yesterday. And no shot on the Golden Corral. I've been there, done that. But we know what type of people it attracts. And so I was just flabbergasted and taken aback by the clientele that was there yesterday because I'm not used to interacting with those individuals. I'm just not. I grew up in Milwaukee. So I'm northwest side of Milwaukee. North side to the northwest side of Milwaukee is where I grew up at. I was a 220 kid that went to one of the wealthiest school districts, not only in the city, or I say not only in the county, but in the state. So my interaction is not with folks like that. And I'm sure they're wonderful people, but their mentality from my experiences ain't the best. So all I'm saying is yesterday was just an experience. It was just a bad experience, and it made me not want to do that ever again. I'm never going there during downtown dining. I'm going there other times, but during downtown dining, that was a big time day for them from the south side. But anyways, I do want to get into some stuff talking about Diddy, so go ahead and hit it, DJ Brother Z, for Off the Top.
Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Off the Top on Truth to Power. Kyle, let Truth Nation know what you got to get off your chest today.
So, Truth Nation, what I got to get off my chest, when I saw the news break, I believe it was last Friday, of Donald Trump, the President of the United States, in the Oval Office taking questions. And people ask him wild questions. I mean, wild questions, right? And one of the questions that was asked of Donald Trump was whether or not he would give a pardon to Diddy. Now, he said, I don't know too much about it. I'll let y'all play the clip. But for somebody who is in a position of power as the most powerful individual in this world, if you heard an inkling about Diddy being on trial for a sexual assault case or any type of case, the response should always be, I don't know enough about that. I'm not into that. I'm gonna let everything play out. That is the response a normal cognitive person, somebody who has the right mind, which Donald Trump does not. I repeat, he does not. Neither did Joe Biden, but Donald Trump also doesn't have it. We can see the decline of Donald Trump right in front of our eyes, just like we saw the decline of Joe Biden. But a normal individual would say, I'm not gonna respond to that. But somebody who ain't got the right frame of mind like Donald Trump will give a response like this. Go to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. 101.7 The Truth on YouTube so you can hear the response from your president on whether or not he would give a pardon to Diddy.
Pardoning him.
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up from what I read. I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. It's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So, I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Mr. President. Donald Trump, first and foremost, you went on and on and on and on and on. The answer to the question is no, I would not look into that until the case is over. I don't have enough information. The fact that we are living in a world where Diddy is accused of sexually assaulting, sex trafficking, and exploiting women in reoccurring incidents over multiple decades right now. He's standing trial for that. And he went on and on to talk about, I would look into it, and, he used to like me, now he doesn't like me. Don't nobody care. This is where his staff needs to say, hey, Mr. President, this ain't it. This ain't it. See, Diddy engaged in persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse towards women and other individuals, which was verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. He is accused of manipulating women into participating in sex acts with him and sometimes male sex workers, and allegedly arranged for women and sex workers to be flown in. Diddy is also accused of assaulting women repeatedly over many years by striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at them, and kicking them. And we all saw on video what he did to Cassie. Now, Diddy is most certainly innocent until he's proven guilty. But why the hell would the president even buy into this and address this? This man is old and senile, y'all. He does not have his right mind. He blabbers on and goes off the rails every single week. Again, a normal response is somebody who would just say, I can't speak on it, right? I don't know. Instead, he puts his old foot in his mouth and gives an opening for Diddy to potentially be pardoned while he is currently still on trial for assaulting other Americans, other people. So again, why would the president even buy into this? I don't understand it. Maybe some of y'all, 833-212-1017, maybe some of y'all think that it's okay. And if you think that Diddy should be pardoned before you allow the case to play out, then sure. Could Diddy be innocent? I mean, based off the facts I've seen, probably not. But could he be innocent? That is for the jury to decide. That's not for me to decide. But Donald Trump, you're supposed to be better than this. Don't even say don't give an answer. Like, you ain't got to respond to everything. And you make everything about yourself. This was a bad look by Donald Trump even addressing this while the man is on trial. His staff needs to make sure they reel him in and get him under control, because there's no way that he should be looking into giving Diddy a pardon until that case is over. But based off the facts and based purely off the video of him hitting Cassie as she was at the elevator and dragging her, that is enough for Donald Trump to say, I'm not going to touch that one. But instead, he left the door open for Diddy to get a pardon. He left the door open for individuals to talk about him instead of talk about things to get this country on track. Because right now, a lot of people don't believe that this country is going in the right direction. A lot of people don't believe that they voted him in to build up the economy and better the economy. And a lot of people aren't satisfied right now. But the president, instead of focusing fully on that, he's taking conversations from paparazzi about giving Diddy a pardon. 833-212-1017. I just think it's stupid for him to even go down this road. Not with Diddy. Not right now. Not right now. 833-212-1017. Do you believe Diddy should get a pardon? Do you believe the president should pardon Diddy? 833-212-1017. Lisa, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What are your thoughts on the conversation of the president opening the door to potentially giving a pardon to Diddy?
Well, of course, that's a no for me. But you buy Trump $10 million, he's going to pardon him. Just like he did to Christie's and all the other Republicans. It's always a fee with Trump. And as far as I'm concerned, when I saw that tape of him, I believe in, listening. I'm neutral until I hear, everything. But just seeing the video of Cassie being beat down like that, I'm like, okay, you guilty. I'm listening to a lot of other these people. I hear it, whatever, but I'm not really paying attention to it. But it all adds up. It truly all adds up. And right now, you're not looking good. And I found out that I was wondering, I'm like, where was your mind at? Well, no, how did this come, whatever. But they said his mother participated in these freaky nights or whatever you call them.
Wait, who mother? You talking about the Trump mother?
Diddy
Cassie.
mother.
No, Diddy mom participated in these freak offs?
Yeah, Diddy mama.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Diddy mother.
That's sick.
I was like, what are you talking about? And my niece showed, she said, Diddy mother participated. And the thing is, what's crazy is, if I was a mother, there's times that I would not want to go to the courthouse to hear that stuff. And if I'm sitting there and I hear that, I'm like, oh, this my child?
Wait a minute.
You a mother. Come on now. You tell me you didn't know your son was doing that.
So Diddy's mom was participating in the freak offs? First of all, that's disgusting.
Makes sense because you're going to hear that stuff. It's going to get back to you before it get back to anybody. Oh, I'm kicking down doors. I'm like, fool, do you know who you are and what you're doing? You going to jail. They will destroy you, boy.
Yeah.
I will beat you with the baby oil on.
Sound like she said, I'm about to put the baby oil on, son. That's,
and
son,
I think
go ahead and give me a big strong man to oil me down. That's weird.
Yeah, I think Trump too might have participated in a couple of freak offs.
I don't know.
Trump. Yeah,
we do know. Like I don't know if he was at the freak off, but I do know he hung out with Pedo Island. Jeffrey Epstein. We do know that because he said Jeffrey Epstein used to be a friend of his, and he likes hanging, and he said he likes him young. So that is factual. That Trump hung out with pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Didn't he say he met Diddy a couple of times or whatever? See, he didn't want to go into too much details because he didn't want to get caught up. He know what he was saying. He's like, well, you did, yeah, you let them freak off. Come on now, you let them freaky.
He may have been. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you joining. I did not know that Diddy's mom was participating in the freak offs, and that is actually disgusting behavior to me to be at a freak off with your mom. With all that stuff going on, I told y'all, I went to a movie. I went to Sinners. I happened to go to Sinners with my mom and dad on Mother's Day, my brother. And I was disgusted. I was disgusted by all the smut that was in that movie that I had to watch with my parents. Imagine being at a freak off with your mama. Disgusting. 833-212-1017. I see a lot of folks on the line. I'm asking a question. Donald Trump opened the door. He was asked about pardoning Diddy, and his response was he would look into it because he said he was treated unfairly. He would definitely look into it. And I want to know from you, should Donald Trump actually consider pardoning Diddy? 833-212-1017. I see y'all on the line. Black Conscious will get you right now. We'll get to the rest of you on the other side, but Black Conscious on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Birds of a feather flock together. Let's not forget he is Commander Grabber. He's also a 34-time felon. So Diddy right now said, I'm good. I'm going to go through all this. I'm going to pay a couple of millions to his contribution, and he's going to get it. That's all it takes is a couple of million. Let's not get wrapped up and burning all this wasteful energy on what he's going to do, because regardless of what we think, he's going to do totally the opposite. Let's also take in mind that it is what it is. What we should be focusing our attention on is this MPS and their failure for our kids.
I mean, I've talked about that. There's only so much I can talk about that, right? Like I can talk about it every day, but I've talked about it. And she came on yesterday, and my thing with that, and I appreciate you, Black Conscious. I agree. My thing is this: when it comes to the MPS situation, like, listen, it sounds like they're working closely with the Department of Public Instruction to get it done. It looks like they need to invest money to update that system so we don't have to deal with this in 2026. So for now, I'm going to give Brenda a pass. She's working closely with DPI, and that means that we're probably not going to lose $16.6 million again for the kids. So I just leave that at that. But 833-212-1017. Winky Blue, I see you. Ron on the south side. Brandon, I see y'all. There's one more person on here. Brian, I see you. We're going to get to y'all on the other side. But during break, DJ Brother Z is going to play the video of Diddy attacking Cassie, because I want y'all to understand that this is the man that Donald Trump is considering pardoning. So go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. If you have not seen the video, we won't play it the whole break, but if you have not seen the video, I want y'all to see this video because after Donald Trump made that comment, somebody from his staff should have showed him his video, and he should put out one of them rant tweets or Truth Social posts that he puts out to say, I take back everything that I said. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Walls. I see y'all holding on the line. I see y'all text. I see y'all in YouTube. We will get to everybody on the other side again. On YouTube, during the break, you will see the video of Diddy attacking Cassie. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Walls. Keep it locked. We'll have more conversation on the other side.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
What if you could ask a question that leads to cleaner water, discover aspects of the far reaches of space, or journey deep into data to improve healthcare? Researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee ask questions, find answers, and add to our understanding every day. Progress starts with the question. It starts at UWM, the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Summer in Milwaukee is nonstop. Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season you already know. From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment. Music, flavor, culture, whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit. Make sure you experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axhousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. Make it 8 straight wins for your Milwaukee Brewers. A 3-2 win over the Reds in Cincinnati in Game 1 of their 3-game series.
3-2 to Yelly. Breaking ball hammered deep into center field. Friedel's going back, turning at the warning track, watching it sail at the wall. It's way out of here. Man, Christian Yelich just keeps on doing it. That was a bomb of epic proportions off the batter's eye in center field in Cincinnati.
The Brewers getting the 3-2 win over the Reds. They improved to 33-28 on their season. Game 2 set for this evening. First pitch is set for 6:10. And lastly, over to the NFL, where the Green Bay Packers kicked off Phase 2 of their organized team activities up there in Green Bay. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We're going to have to turn this one down because I got to do my Gruber live read. And even though David Gruber might enjoy a little bit of Big Sexy, I don't know his taste in music, but I will say I know you will enjoy working with Gruber Law Offices. So if you or a loved one is ever injured in an accident, you know what to do. You need to call Gruber Law Offices. Make one call, that's all, because they stand up for victims, and they take the burden off your shoulders. See, they focus on the legal aspect while you as a client can focus on healing. It's just one call, that's all, and they will handle the rest. And always remember, there's no fee, there's no cost to call, consult with them, or retain them as a law firm, and you will never pay a single penny until they win your case. If you or a loved one is ever injured in an accident, do not hesitate. Make one call, that's all, to Gruber Law Offices at 414-276-6666. That's 414-276-6666, or visit them at gruber-law.com. It's one call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices. This is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am your host, Kyle Wallace, here on Truth to Power. During the break, we played the video of Diddy abusing Cassie. The reason why I played that video is because President of the United States, Donald Trump, was asked whether or not he would consider giving Diddy a pardon. He said it was something that he would look into. He said he doesn't know enough information, but it's something he would look into. And I feel like somebody from his staff should have said, we don't want to go down that path at all. But 833-212-1017. Brandon, you're award-winning 1017 The Truth. What are your thoughts here on Trump being open-minded to potentially pardoning Diddy?
I think with his experience with the New York law system, he's got the sort of background to know if there's a sort of fair shake being given to somebody of Puff Daddy celebrity. And, you know, I think when you look at that Cassie video, there's certainly something in someone you don't want to get behind. But I'd say I see that so often in our own community. And does a person deserve life in prison for something like that? I'm not one to say that's something that he should be receiving. I think this has been a public tar and feathering. And, you know, I could see from the outside looking in, it's very difficult to understand some of the charges, such as the RICO, sex trafficking, et cetera, as much of the evidence really has centered around some sort of personal freak-off situation.
Okay, sounds good. Brandon, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate your call. 833-212-1017. I'm having a conversation talking about the fact that President Donald Trump was asked about a pardon for Diddy, and he said he was open-minded to potentially giving him a pardon. I want to know from you at 833-212-1017. Do you think Donald Trump should potentially consider giving Diddy a pardon? Ron on the South Side, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What are your thoughts on this conversation?
Hey, Carl, thanks for taking my call. You know, I'm just sitting here thinking, Donald Trump did answer the question, but in a very Donald Trumpian way. If you muddle through, if you slide through all the Alzheimer's that he be going through, he said that Diddy was his friend, now he wasn't cool with him, and they lost communication. That was his answer right there, because when you know a person with Alzheimer's, if they like something, they focus on that and that alone. If they don't like something, they own that. That's what Donald Trump do. So he might be like, nah, they got to like me, so screw him. But what would benefit him to let Diddy out on pardon anyway? Unless he's trying to save some of his friends that's on the videotapes. I keep remembering when the police or ATF or whatever got into Diddy's house, they would have got all those videotapes, computers, and all that. You know, they've edited and redacted all these people, police officers, judges, politicians. If you think they were just hip-hop heads up in there, black, white, Hispanic, just up there having an orgy, and that's what it really is, because this freak-off stuff, why is it when Caucasians do it, it's an orgy? When black folks do it, it's a freak-off. Why do they have to make it like it's more sinister? It's an orgy. Let's just call it for what that is. That's the big thing I've been tripping on. Like, why are they making it a freak-off? It's an orgy. Diddy coin, but I think Diddy coined it to be a freak-off, right? That's why they call it freak-off. Diddy gave it that name? Well, I understand that, but I'm just saying that's what it is. And another thing is, the Cassie, everybody keeps bringing up Cassie. Yes, that was beyond disgusting. And if he's sex trafficking, which the last caller mentioned that, if he's sex trafficked or he had little kids up in there and all that, no, he don't get a pardon at all. Never, ever, ever. But if he's having an orgy and all that, you have grown folks up in these orgies, and now they want to come back and say, oh, he made me do this and that. No, I don't buy none of that. It's just whatever's on those videotapes and stuff, that's why he's really up in there. Because if it's just a plain orgy where you have grown folks having sex and that's all it was, why then now they got to throw in this sex trafficking and all that crap, racketeering, to make him stay in there so that he won't reveal the secret.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with the sex trafficking, thank you, Ron, is the fact that I believe he was paying for people to come across state lines to do acts. And that, I mean, I see the perspective of Ron for sure, is because I know when it comes to certain manipulation, I believe that as an adult you have control of being, you should be able to control being manipulated, but everybody can't control being manipulated, if that makes sense. And so, like, it's always a weird thing for me is the fact that if you keep coming back to something, you must enjoy it, but I need to be sensitive to many victims who can't, they're under drugs or different things, or why they keep different reasons. Maybe it's fear of somebody potentially hitting you upside your head when you're trying to leave something and drag you. So maybe it's that fear of not being able to leave. So, I want to be very sensitive to victims, because a lot of times I do not want to victim blame. But when it comes to manipulation, there are other circumstances that may lead somebody to stay. But 833-212-1017. Winky Blue, what are your thoughts here in the conversation about should Donald Trump consider giving Diddy a pardon? What's up, man?
Well, how you doing? I think it should be a consideration. Kyle, let me say this to you, man. The Cassidy case has already been litigated. The girl got $20 million out the deal, right? And then she went, hold on. She got $20 million.
Yeah.
And then, hold on. They just called her to court on this other one, and guess what? It wasn't no civil issue. They started pulling up Texas conversations where she was setting up the dates and everything. So she really done played a part in this, but she walked away with $20 million. Okay, but check this out, man. I want you to understand something, and I know you're all excited and you gun-ho with your newfound politic emotions. But we'll
here
never
we go, Wiki.
Oh,
hold on now. Yeah, wait a minute. I'm gung-ho with my newfound.
I'm not insulting you. I'm not insulting you now.
All right, Trump lover.
It's not an insult, brother.
Let me see what you're doing with your hands with Trump.
You excited about this?
Put your hands
and I'm glad for you.
Get your hands back on the steering wheel. Get it off of Trump. So what were you going to say?
Okay.
Close your mouth for Trump.
Okay. Well, the question was, should he consider Trump should Trump consider him a partner? Now, listen, Doc, we'll never get a chance after this again, another president, to get a chance to work this cat and Trump squeeze this cat into getting what we need. See, let me explain something to you. He wants it to be said that he redeemed the blacks back to the Republican Party. See, he wants that
Wait,
back.
Can I ask you something? So wait a minute. So we're using pardons to try to redeem and not actually.
Hey man, this dude will use anything he can.
Well,
I was getting to the point.
Because I just.
Kyle, I got one for you. I got one for you.
Go ahead. I'll let you go.
Hey, I got one for you better than the pardon. He will even go so far because his first thing, he was going to do a reparations study, but he will even go so far as to probably entertain, if not create or allow somebody to come in and create a reparations because
why did he do it?
wants
Wait a minute. No, see, this is the problem, is that he had an opportunity to do all this. He's eliminating DEI. So, Winky, there's no way. I'm going to tell you this right now. Y'all not getting reparations from Donald Trump. It's not happening. The voting block is not large enough. He's not going to get anything from it. Pardoning Larry Hoover is not going to get people. It shouldn't get y'all excited about anything. Larry Hoover, like I said last week, Larry Hoover played a hand in the death of many black men, women, and children. Period. 833-212-1017. Brian, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm so sorry. I'm getting so tight on time. So I got about 60 seconds here for you so I can get to the other callers.
All right, I'm gonna be quick because everybody pretty much made some of my points.
Thank you, sir.
Let's. The thing about the Diddy thing, if he pardons him, so what? So what? The bottom line is they're not charging them with the right thing. Now, if they can charge them with racketeering minors, then they'd have a case. But dealing with grown folks' issues, this is a waste of time. This is a waste of even to be considered in the media. He shouldn't even be on trial if they're not going to charge him with underage sex trafficking. And for one other thing, that's not his mother. That's his auntie.
Oh, okay.
Hasn't everybody seen the Dapper Dan interview where he says that
Diddy's biological mother died, and that's the biological mother's auntie, sister.
Okay.
So that's his auntie, not his real mother.
Thank you. I think that's important for that clarification. But I do have to ask you, Brian, is it any less disgusting? I mean, if my auntie was at Kyle, I want to go to these freak offs. If you don't get your ass somewhere around here. Last year, we'll go to the caller, 833-212-1017. Y'all having a good time talking about telling Winky to put his hands back on the wheel and get it out of Donald Trump.
Stop doing tricks, Winky.
Stop pulling tricks, Winky. I love you, Wink, man. But the caller on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, what are your thoughts here on potential pardon for Diddy?
Kyle, you were 101.7% correct in telling him to not be Uncle Rucker and Stephen like he decides to be many days. A Confederate will never even talk about reparations because he has far more white people who are Confederates, like the ones we saw on January 6th, who support him. He is still at about 13% of the black vote, which is what Republicans always get. So Winky is way off base with thinking he ever did anything more and trying to promote this Confederate. This is a Confederate movement, and this Confederate movement will not pardon Diddy, unless he is on. If he pardons Diddy, that will prove that he's on some incriminating tapes.
Really quickly, what gets me about the African Americans who support Donald Trump, when you look at the supporters of a Donald Trump versus, again, I think loony white liberals, they get on my nerves. But at least what they're loony for equality for all. They're loony for pushing things that are positive for human beings, right? Whereas on the other side, you have literally white people that who threw rocks. Like a man who threw rocks at a black man and a black girl trying to go boating, you know who he voted for, right? Like, these are the people that you align yourself with. Isn't that just sickening? It would make me feel nasty inside knowing that I voted the same way as these people.
Kyle, it reminds me of reading about black people who sold their ancestors into bondage, and that's the type of person that would support them. I've talked to you about Isaiah T. Montgomery, who disenfranchised Mississippi voters at the end of the Reconstruction. That is what you're hearing when you're hearing Winky. You're hearing them talk about God, but do nothing but evil and then point the finger at other people, because there are a lot of white guys like Josh Giddey, the NBA player, who had a young lady at 15 who said she had sex with him on social media. And we're not talking about him every day. So maybe we can talk about Giddey at sometime this week, Kyle, please.
Yeah, Josh Giddey, yes. Thank you so much. Josh Giddey is a player from the Chicago Bulls at the time, the Oklahoma City Thunder, that was accused of sleeping with a 16-year-old, I believe it was in Australia, where he is from. But 833-212-1017. This is Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Today we had a conversation talking about Donald Trump being open to potentially giving a pardon to Diddy, and I wanted to know from you all, Truth Nation. Y'all came through and shared your thoughts on whether or not you could get behind Diddy getting a pardon. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talk to text line. 1017 The Truth on YouTube. You can watch and stream us live. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe as well. But on the other side, I'll share my final thoughts on whether or not I believe Trump should give Diddy a pardon.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Need a way to hype up your day?
Is this Eastside Double R?
Speaking.
Hey, what's happening then? Tell the family I said what's happening then.
Hey, y'all hear him?
What would you do with $5,000?
Man, I'm about to give back to the hood, you know. Might do a little block party or something like that, but we're going shopping first.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When it's time to upgrade your windows and doors, wouldn't you like to work with the best? But maybe you're thinking, in these volatile times, I don't want to spend a fortune. Well, Pella, the best in the industry, has a product line for every budget, and right now you can get no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. And if the plan is to wait, guess what? You can get it now and wait to start making payments up to 2 years. Pella truly believes that quality windows and doors don't have have to be expensive. With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the U.S., you can get the look you want at a price you can afford. And with Pella's free in-home consultation, no obligation quote, and range of available financing, getting new windows and doors from Pella is easier than you think. Certain restrictions apply. Ends June 30th of 2025. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Need to look your best for a special occasion? You need
the $100 hookup.
This incredible deal includes a marvelous suit, shirt, and tie, all for $100. Only at Nick Cavani's, home of the
$100 hookup.
And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Cavani's. No matter the occasion, maybe you're just ready for a fresh, new stylish look. Get hooked up today at Nick Cavani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickcavanis.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
1, 2, 3, ho! It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and I am your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace. And again, you can always watch and stream us live on YouTube, 1017 The Truth on YouTube, and I bring that up because y'all were lit today in the chat. I appreciate the conversation, the dialogue. So if you ain't in the YouTube chat, make sure you get on the YouTube chat for every single Truth show from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day. Now, back to this Diddy stuff. When Donald Trump, our president, was asked about giving a pardon to Diddy, he said, there's a lot of people talking about it. It's something that, you know, he can look into. To me, that's a failure of an answer that Diddy should not get a pardon. Hell no, he should not get a pardon. Now, if Diddy is found innocent, I'm not going to be sitting here saying he should be behind bars, because I believe when the justice system in most cases speaks that you just have to deal with it whether you like it or you don't. This is not the time to be having a conversation about somebody who is on trial for sexual assault cases. Somebody who we know is an abuser. Somebody who he sex trafficked people from across state lines to do sexual acts. Like, this is not the individual our president should be spending his time on. He should have said, when he gave that answer, he should have said, what a stupid question that is, because he said that before. He should have said, what a stupid question that is for you to ask me right now. If you don't have anything to ask me that is pressing, that has to do with helping the American people, then I don't want you asking me that question at all. That would actually be good leadership. But instead, Donald Trump left the door open for his old buddy. And I think it's despicable that he's even considering that. Let the justice system play out. If Diddy is innocent, then so be it. If he is guilty, let it be. But this has been Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. The Tory Lowe Show is up next. Peace out. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on